Welcome to the Lounge Lizards podcast. It's so good to have you here. It's a leisure and lifestyle podcast founded on our love of premium cigars, as well as whiskey, travel, food, work, and whatever else we feel like getting into. My name is Gizmo, and tonight I'm joined by Rooster, Puba, Grinder, Pagoda, and Bam Bam. And our plan is to smoke a cigar, drink some whiskey, talk about life, and of course, have some laughs. So take this as your 45th official invitation to join us and become a card-carrying lounge lizard. Plan to meet us here once a week. We're going to smoke a New World cigar tonight, share our thoughts on it, and give you our formal lizard rating. We discuss the return of football, we react to the death of Queen Elizabeth II, and we read a listener email about the experience of our first cigars, all among a variety of other things for the next hour. So sit back, get your favorite drink, light up a cigar, and enjoy as we pair 15-year aged Dewars blended Scotch whiskey with the Davidoff Millennium in Robusto. A Robusto from Davidoff on the pod tonight. It's our second Millennium Series Davidoff. It's a 50 ring gauge by 5 1/4 inch cigar. And before we get into it, boys, I have to say how happy I am to be at our clubhouse tonight recording this episode.
Oh, yeah.
1086 in Hawthorne. What a place.
Oh, fantastic. Home away from home.
Home away from home. We spend a lot of time here.
Oh, yeah.
Summer's ending. We're coming into chili season
Yep.
in the next few weeks and months.
We'll be here a lot.
We will be here a lot.
Football season.
Football
also,
season.
the making of chili season.
The making of chili season.
Oh, the making of chili
yes.
season. We
Lest
can
we
discuss
forget.
chili.
So 1086 is a members only lounge, and they have a humidor here, 24/7 key card access. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
Ice machine. It's clean. There's clean bathrooms. I mean, it's really heaven.
It's
Honestly,
class.
it's
It's
heaven.
class.
It is.
Yeah. Every time I walk in here and sit down, and if I'm alone or if I'm with a group of people at 11 o'clock at night, I'm not being asked to leave.
Yeah.
It's
You're not being chased out.
It's magical.
Yeah.
Feels great.
And it's just nice knowing you want to come here at 8 o'clock in the morning, have a meeting. You want to come here after a concert at 2 a.m. You can come.
One of the things that I love about this place is the expectations of community.
Yeah.
Because people here treat this place as if it's their own, and that's why we can have nice things.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
a great point.
Great point.
It's
Yeah.
true. And it's also so clean. I mean, it's like I've never, ever walked into a bathroom here and it not be clean. Ever, ever, ever. There's always paper towels, mouthwash. Like, it makes a big difference. I mean, it's never, people are, they respect the place, clean up after themselves. And the people who, there's more cleaning than that goes on. It's just a clean, nice place, and the proprietor is very welcoming, hospitable.
Yeah, John's great.
And
Yeah, he's awesome.
John is terrific.
Very
So
accommodating.
it's really it's really wonderful. I think it was everything we hoped for in a lounge.
Yeah, it was really a great find. And Bam
Great
Bam
group
found
of
it, actually.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, great group of guys here. You walk in, if you need to do some work, you can. You want to come in and watch a game, a football game. Obviously, the season's back. So
And sometimes you
it's
walk
just
in
great.
and you see a platter of cannolis and cookies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and it's
pretty
for,
cool.
you want some
available.
pastries, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coffee.
Coffee,
Coffee.
espresso.
Oh, they have an
Espresso.
espresso machine.
Dude,
Oh.
and the golf simulator. I was just getting lessons from Grinder.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
Couple of great pointers.
The
It's
golf
kinda-
simulator for me was like when I joined, I didn't even know that this thing was here, and I'm just like every time I'm always over here,
Yeah.
just like
Just hitting balls.
hitting balls.
Yeah, it's a great setup, and we're very thankful to 1086 for letting us record the Lounge Lizards.
Yeah.
It's a treat
Thank
to
you.
record here.
It is.
It's a treat.
Yeah, because when we're done, we get to go over there and have some more cigars.
Oh, yeah.
So it's awesome. So check it out. 1086 Lounge in Hawthorne, New Jersey. All right, boys. Let's talk about the Davidoff Millennium Robusto.
Let's cut it open.
Let's cut this thing.
What a beautiful looking cigar.
Amazing.
This is.
Yeah, like
I
every
mean,
other
the
Millennium.
wrapper of it. This is just
Beautifully made.
fantastic.
I can't tell you the last time I had one of these because I'm so focused on the pyramid.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this smokes.
So y'all know this is the Millennium Pyramid is my signature cigar. That's my, it warms my heart whenever I have that stick. And I've never had the Robusto.
Never.
Never.
It's
Wow.
great. You'll love it.
Now, I'm skeptical because I hate
give me
the
a break.
Toro in the Millennium.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
What are you guys getting on the cold draw? The wrapper. Beautifully constructed, as
Tastes
Rooster
like a
said. by
Millennium,
always.
dude.
Chocolate,
Yeah.
Chocolate,
Coffee.
a little
dark,
espresso.
dark chocolate.
Yeah, and there's like a little fig,
Yep,
Mhm.
little
There
fig,
is
little
fig.
dry
Wow.
fruit.
She's got a really figgy.
Fig Newton type taste.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cigar.
I
This
remember I
is-
said that on a podcast once and I got laughed at. Among other things that you laugh at me for.
Let's light this thing, boys. The Davidoff Millennium in Robusto, 50 ring gauge by 5 1/4 inch cigar. Has a it's Dominican made, as all Davidoffs are. It has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, and the binder and filler are Dominican.
I love this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so nice.
it's
Well
beautiful.
constructed. Pack is great. The draw is great. I can't wait to smoke this thing.
Except for the Davidoff Nicaraguan. Or the, yes.
It's so good. Oh, I love it. I've missed you, friend.
Oh, that's great on the light.
Yeah, they're great.
Espresso, the chocolate, like we talked about.
Oh, this is gonna
It's gonna be a good cigar.
This is gonna get a high rating from Grinder. I know it.
So
Dried-
we actually set out today. I
Yeah.
want to make this point. We actually set out today to smoke the Davidoff
Ranchero.
Millennium Lonsdale,
I'm sorry. Yes.
the Lonsdale, and
Lonsdale.
we found out it was discontinued.
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted
Which
to
is
try that
unfortunate.
because we're
Yeah.
Lonsdale people.
I've been smoking the Padron 1964 Lonsdale, the Monarca it's called in Maduro. It's a really, really nice cigar. Not to talk about Padron, but love a Lonsdale. So
I'm
what are you
get-
guys getting on the light?
I mean, I'm getting a lot of dried fruit and espresso here.
Same. Yeah, it's really smooth.
Yeah, it's a great cigar.
I'm getting classic Davidoff, love affair.
Yeah. High quality cigar.
It's so good.
yeah.
How much were these, Bam?
I don't know.
they got to be 22.
22, 24?
I have the receipt.
I'm curious. And obviously we got them in
20.
retail.
I'd say 22.50.
Yeah, everything's perfect. The draw is great. Smoke output.
22.50 per.
I love any cigar that has like coffee note.
Bam's looking at the.
It's $177 for 6 sticks.
All right, let me do the math.
With
But that's
tax.
with tax.
With tax, yeah.
So it's 30 bucks with
30
tax.
bucks. Yeah.
30 with tax.
Did you buy it in the city?
No. I bought it in a New Jersey location.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You can get a better deal on them than that.
Yeah. This is off to a phenomenal start. And the highlight for me right now is actually not so much the flavor coming off the draw, but it's the aroma of
Yeah.
the smoke.
Fantastic.
Really, really nice.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're always looking for a nice New World Robusto to have. I mean, an after dinner thing, you only have 45 minutes. This is definitely kind of right alongside that late hour Robusto, which I think we did the Churchill. We haven't done the Robusto yet, but we will.
Here's what's interesting. So pre-tax, it's $27. It's almost the same price of the Millennium,
That's
is a
got.
a
That's
bit bigger than this.
That's
Yeah.
the Millennium.
pyramid,
You
you
mean, the
mean.
pyramid.
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 I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
What am I saying? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's gone up in price a little bit,
I'm sure.
actually.
There's so much flavor out of
wow,
this.
so
stick.
good.
Yeah. It's a rich, full flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Would you
the-
guys say this is full or would you say medium full?
I would say this is
Full flavor.
a medium full.
I would say
Yeah,
full
more to
flavor,
the-
medium body.
Okay.
It's ranked as a medium full.
Medium
Yeah.
full body.
Yeah.
But full flavor.
Yeah, it has that classic Davidoff aroma
Mm.
that only Davidoff has, especially at the burn line.
Yeah. These are elegant, sophisticated cigars. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This is a great blend. I've always enjoyed it.
Is the blend, what is it, Dominican or
Dominican.
It's Dominican with an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper.
so nothing Nicaraguan in this?
No.
No. And you can taste that. I mean, it's this. It's very. It's tastes very Dominican.
I think it's distinct. Yeah.
Yeah, they do a really nice job with these cigars.
I like it.
I haven't had the Millennium in Churchill. Have you guys?
No.
I've not. Obviously, we've had the late hour in Churchill. We did that on the podcast
Oh, no.
quite some time ago. But I'd
Yeah.
like to try this in Churchill.
Does
Yeah.
it come in Churchill?
I believe it does.
I didn't know it did.
I
believe it
don't know
does.
if it does.
I know they make a Petite Corona,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make a
Check it out.
Toro.
Robusto,
terrific
Toro, the Pyramid.
Stay away from the
I've
Toro.
never. I don't. I've never seen it in Churchill, but
Hmm.
I could be wrong. But I haven't seen it.
They do. They do come in Churchill.
This
I
is
love
a
this
great
smoke.
size. It
48
feels-
inches by 6 3/4. It does
I
come in a
see a
Churchill.
lot of satisfied faces right now.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah,
is, this
man.
is
I mean, the
ridiculous.
cigar is
Elegant.
great.
This is Bam hand waggle worthy.
Yeah, it is.
Give us the hand, Bam.
Oh,
Give
it's-
us the hand waggle.
I gotta shake my
There it
hands.
is.
I gotta do that.
that's a new. I've coined it. The hand waggle worthy.
It's
Bam
like,
Bam.
this sauce is so good.
It's very Italian the way you shake your hand.
Hey, hey,
Hey. Oh.
take
Very
it
nice.
easy.
Very nice.
Mhm.
So we have an interesting week, the boys. We're,
Yeah.
end of summer. Labor
Yep.
Day just passed us by. Football season's back, college and professional.
Thank
Very
God.
excited about that.
Thank God.
I've been very eagerly anticipating the return of football.
I was eagerly anticipating that freaking Notre Dame game, but then
Yeah.
I tried to watch it on YouTube TV and got iced.
Really?
They didn't broadcast it live.
Oh, jeez.
It's okay. They lost.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
That was
At least your ex coach lost at LSU.
that guy.
Brian Kelly.
Fuck that guy.
I love his
Fake-
southern. I love his
fake
southern.
accent.
Yeah, southern accent. If you couldn't tell, Grinder's a big Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, but I don't like Brian Kelly either.
Yeah.
He's a twat.
He is.
Listen, Rutgers is 1-0.
Yeah, they are.
To beat Boston College.
That was a
This-
big,
the-
big
the
win.
whole-
I'm going to the game on Saturday.
Who are they playing?
Nice.
Wagner?
That should be a win.
Yeah, it should be.
So you'd be
I
2-0.
hope so. Yeah.
This
Fantastic.
This whole thing fascinates me as someone not from New Jersey, that there's actually people that are like excited to watch Rutgers football in New Jersey.
Well,
Well,
like,
you
know,
got
the coach is back.
Shiano's
Shiano's
back.
back.
It's the same story. Like,
They beat
Year
Boston
after year.
College. That's very exciting.
Well, my kids go to Rutgers, so I
Oh,
have.
well, yeah,
you know,
I know.
That's
Well,
true.
So
there's
That's true.
that.
There are a lot
that's
of red
probably
R's in the
just-
house.
Really, just that.
And the game of football started at Rutgers.
That's true.
Right. That's right.
That's true.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
First football game
First
ever played.
football
Is this
game
like
was ever
another New
Rutgers.
Jersey myth?
You didn't know that?
As you can tell, I'm not from New Jersey.
Neither am I.
You guys are coal miners.
We're NEPA boys.
But I'm excited about the game tomorrow.
We're scrappy kids from
I
Scranton.
thought it was Harvard. Yeah.
No, it was Rutgers.
Yeah, tomorrow Texas plays Bama.
That's a
Yeah.
big loss
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah.
It will be, but listen.
Well, by the time this comes out, the listeners can judge our picks. This is the Lounge Lizards pick 'em.
Oh, I'm happy to predict right now.
go Longhorns.
Oh, what?
Anyway,
Oh,
I'm
NBA.
very
Well,
excited
yeah,
about I'm very excited about football being back. I
Yeah.
love smoking cigars, watching football. So,
So
that's
so
those
great.
Saturdays, Sundays, Thursday nights like this.
I'm a big like. I'm in like outside in the fall is the best for me.
Absolutely.
Like, but not like late stage fall, but like
Yeah.
the good time of fall. Smoking meats, watching football,
Smoking a cigar.
smoking a cigar, drinking a cheap American light beer. It's great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We know Giz loves his hoodie weather as well.
I love hoodie weather. Hoodie weather is here, boys. I have some great hoodies lined up for the fall. Great
You're
hoodies.
such a like Instagram meme with your hoodies.
But I don't even post on Instagram.
No,
but
but you
I'm
are
a
a
walking
caricature
meme.
of a meme.
It's true.
I don't even own a fucking hoodie.
It's hoodies.
I own
I
plenty
could-
for you. I love a hoodie, man.
Yeah.
I work in a hoodie. Listen, what I do, I'm able to. So my hoodies are my jam.
Yeah, man.
Ultimate comfort.
How many hoodies do you have?
Seriously, like in the rotation, like we talk about with cigars,
Yeah.
probably 12.
Okay, so top,
That's absurd. That's absurd.
do you wait? Do you wear this?
What are you, Mark Zuckerberg?
Do you wear a different hoodie every day?
No, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Let me ask this a different way.
Yeah.
12
Can you wear
sweatshirts.
the same hoodie in 2 consecutive days?
I would, yes, I
Yeah.
do. I do.
Okay. So of the top rotation, what
Yeah.
are the hoodies?
Okay, my top one right now. I have an awesome, really high quality Grateful Dead hoodie I just got, which is embroidered. It's the best quality hoodie I've ever gotten. I also have the Dead and Company one that I got from the show Bam and I went to.
That's
we talked
right.
about.
I have one of those
Um,
too.
Yep.
I'm trying to
so
shrink it.
Very excited about that. And I have a bunch of other great ones. So yeah, I'm all hoodie all the time. I got one from the.
other great ones.
I got a bunch of great
That's
hoodies.
Yeah, man.
You
Big
should,
hoodie guy.
You should hook up with my 14-year-old. Trade
Dairy
fucking
Queen.
wardrobe tips at Dairy Queen.
Well, Giz is young at heart.
You could get on your bikes, meet,
Meats.
Get some ice
kitties
cream.
up, meet.
Kiss the Russian girls at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
On the
Dairy-
BMX.
Dairy
That's
Queen.
what my son does. He makes out with Russian chicks. 7-Eleven.
Fucking
Fucking
great.
Dairy
Dairy-
Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Fucking Dairy Queen.
Love it.
I
And
love
then he's
it.
getting picked off for it too.
Yeah,
Right?
and he's getting caught.
He's getting caught.
Getting caught. Crashed his bike on the way to do it once. He's in such a hurry. And half the EMS, yeah, the police, fire, half the town was there.
This
Ambition.
this cigar is really just
I gotta
so
tell you.
quickly. It's developing into something really, really special.
And the burn is raised
It
spectacular.
didn't develop into it. It was born that
It's
way.
born that way right off
It's
the bat.
hitting me really
Yeah.
perfectly right now. This is
Fantastic.
exactly what I needed
Yeah, it's
tonight.
a great cigar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very
This is
satisfying.
what
This
you
is like Lady Gaga. Maybe it was born
yeah.
that way.
Oh man,
Excellent.
you know, I find her to be very beautiful.
I do too. I love
very,
look.
very.
My
very,
stepdaughter just saw
very
her in
beautiful.
concert, said it was amazing.
I love the look. I love everything about her.
You know what? I do too.
Love it. I love
do
it.
too.
I love the whole vibe.
Yep.
her vibe,
Sold.
the whole thing.
Yep.
She's so like she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she's great. She's not for everybody. I get it, but like, I think she's got a level of beauty that's unique.
She doesn't even need to try.
She's got her
Nah.
own style.
She
She's
does.
got her own thing, man. She's
Remember that
beautiful
one?
woman.
I think it was the Grammys where she wore that outfit. It was made out of meat.
The meat
Yes.
dress.
Yeah.
The meat dress.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was salivating.
She's got a
It
little
was a
crazy in her.
protest. It was a protest.
Yeah.
You know all about that, right?
Oh
do.
yeah, I mean, you want
big protest
you
guy.
want a really complicated life, like date Lady Gaga. Your life will get real complicated real quick. Very dynamic, I'm sure.
It's a nice way to
to
put
be
it.
involved.
That's cool. That's so fucking funny.
Hey, she's a Jersey girl, so
I thought she was from Manhattan.
I didn't know that.
Jersey.
Didn't she go to the girls' school on the Upper West Side?
She went
she
to
was,
Rutgers.
she was born and raised in New Jersey.
Get out of here,
Yeah,
Rutgers.
she's a Jersey girl. Yeah.
Where? Where in Jersey?
I'm not sure. I think
remember.
northern New Jersey, up
Hawthorne.
here somewhere. Up here somewhere.
Not that close to up here, but somewhere
Morris County.
south of here. Yeah, maybe Morris County or something. Yeah.
I don't know. So, what are you guys thinking of our blended whiskey pairing tonight? Dewars 15 year
honest,
aged.
I'm enjoying it.
It's
I
pretty,
like
good,
it.
pretty damn
It's
good,
not
right?
bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, you
Really
look at.
good.
I was hesitant
It's-
when I brought the Dewars bottle in tonight. I was like, oh, the
It's
guys are going to
very-
hate this. But
It's easy to drink.
I was gonna say it's very, very drinkable.
Yeah.
It's like it can compete with like a Chivas or something.
Well, I
no,
think it's better
better.
than a shit.
I think it's
What,
better.
guys, what do you think about that?
no,
Way
Really?
better.
You think it's better than Chivas?
This?
Yeah,
definitely.
I definitely think this is better. than
Definitely.
Chivas.
Yeah, 100%.
Chivas 12, by the way. Yeah.
No.
She was 18.
I
No.
think this is good.
So this is pretty expensive
It's like. Is
What's-
it really?
How much for the
though.
bottle?
$75.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very.
15 years
I
old.
wouldn't pay $75 for this because I feel like it's so light.
Mm.
Excuse me. I feel like it's so light that I don't get like a lot out of it.
Yeah, it's not complex.
Yeah, it's just kind of
It's tasty and drinkable. And
Yes.
That's really what it is.
if you're looking to like if you're like sitting down for a meal and you want to focus on the food and you're not really thinking about pairings and shit.
Yep.
And you just kind of want to get a little a little buzzed or something. This goes down quick.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's not very offensive.
Right.
I will say though, it's $75, but I have seen it quite a bit. And I think I actually did buy it on sale. But because Dewars is everywhere,
Mm.
it goes on sale often and very aggressively on sale. So you can find it at times for. I
Yeah.
think right now online you can find it for like 55,
Sure.
50.
I would definitely buy a bottle for 50.
yeah, $55. It's
I
not
would
bad.
too. And I would serve this to guys that aren't Scotch drinkers. But
Yes.
it's so easy to drink.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's not
I mean,
offensive.
there's some. Well, a good Scotch is never meant to be offensive, but there are some different facets of a Scotch taste profile that can be a little brusque
Yep.
to a newcomer.
And this could be
This is a good bridge.
This is like a girl scotch.
Good beginner
you give it
scotch.
to you give it to a good girl, girl.
It's
I
an
want,
edit.
I
That is
want
an
to,
edit.
Edit.
no, fuck that. no edit. Like I'd like a scotch. I'll try a scotch. Give her this. It should be fine.
Well,
It is better than the Glenmorangie or the Dalmore 15. Or,
I enjoy.
agree
it.
with that.
I enjoy.
Yeah, I
this.
agree.
I think
It's
this
like
is
smooth
pretty
and
nice.
easy
Very
to
good.
drink.
This is
and-
very.
This
there's a-
definitely gives a good name. To me, it renews the Dewars name in my mind.
the only thing I would
This
say.
resembles nothing to
You're
white
right,
label.
Gizmo.
Yeah.
That's a great way of
The-
putting it. It does renew the interest for Dewars, right?
It does, yeah. I would give this to anybody. I'd be proud of it.
Absolutely.
the flavor profiles are only hinted at. That's my only they're only hinted at. They're then I kind of have to dig for the
Like
flavor.
it's in the next room shouting at you, kind of a flavor.
No, it's kind of like it's kind of like
muddled.
it's kind of like you're playing golf and like there's like a foursome that's coming down the cold on the side of you and they're going the opposite direction, and some jackass is smoking a 60 ring gauge cigar in the fairway, and you get a little hint of it,
Yeah.
but you're not like offended by it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that.
There's
All right.
also for me a hint of sweetness that makes it enjoyable. It's an
How'd you like-
enjoyable,
Yeah, I think it's very smooth.
easy, enjoyable scotch.
Smooth, no harshness in the back at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you may be right. It's slightly light bodied for sure.
Yeah.
So it says on it that that it's what is it? Double barreled, double aged. Look at the bottle. It says something like that.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, it's
'Cause it's right
15
to your
years.
left.
Aren't you the scotch connoisseur?
I didn't know the bottle was right here. Yeah, age 15 years. It's true Scotch.
Okay.
In case you didn't, that wasn't apparent. Double aged for extra smoothness. Yeah, it tracks.
So what does that mean when it says double aged? Do they take it out of one
I don't know
cask
what that
and,
means.
and put it into a second? I'm
Don't know.
curious
I
what
mean
means.
that's I would surmise. Yes, that's what it means.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Hmm.
But that no one really. That's not something that happens a lot. So that I don't think that's something you really want to market. Maybe if you're
Dewars.
Dewars, you
Yeah.
are. It's a beautiful bottle, and it's a nice Scotch.
I'm really enjoying it. It's pairing very well
It's a
with the cigar.
Dewars, right? It's like so. It's a blended Scotch. When you blend it with different whiskeys from different distilleries, and then you age it for as long as you have, you're going to get a very monotone Scotch.
But there's a lot of competition at that price point, right?
Oh yeah.
Costco.
Costco, Kirkland. Well, Kirkland's cheaper, but
Well,
I don't know how much
Well,
the
like even
the
like
18 is.
Macallan, like
I'm
Macallan.
pouring myself more. of
Black
this.
label is cheaper.
Yep. So is double black.
Yeah, so is double black.
Yeah, I thought
Did we
double
do
black.
double black?
Yes,
yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I remember.
Grinder,
Yeah.
pass that down when you're done.
So I think it's pairing very nicely with the cigar.
Oh yeah.
So
So the last time, sorry,
Go
when
ahead.
we had the pyramid, did we have what pairing did we do? Was it the Macallan 12?
Hibiki, I think.
Oh
I
yes,
think it was Hibiki.
That was an incredible pairing.
Yeah.
Hibiki and the pyramid. Wow.
I'll tell you right now what the ratings were.
They were high.
So the
That's good,
pyramid
man.
got a 9.0,
Yeah.
which was that's great, and the Hibiki did very well as well.
Excellent ratings.
Yeah.
That was a great night.
That was a great pairing. I got to say this cigar, obviously it's a similar blend, but it's given me something a little different than the pyramid,
I agree.
and it's nice. It's kind of stands on its own.
Yep.
You know.
So, what do you think? Is this what's his name's last year at Alabama?
Saban?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think
he
so.
He
just
just got a new
re-signed.
contract.
Yeah,
What's the
new
new
contract.
contract?
Yeah.
What's the
11 million a year for 3 years or 5 years.
I think he'll be there until
Till the time he's 85.
yeah,
He
like Belichick. I think
Yeah.
him and Belichick are going to coach forever.
I think so.
Yeah, they're best friends, so that's why I say that.
I kind of like those guys. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
do too.
I like the intensity. I like the constant.
I like the discipline.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of discipline.
And the systems, they're systems guys. They put systems in place and this team runs itself.
Yeah, and they adapt to their strengths and their weaknesses accordingly.
And
It works.
every player does their job and only their job.
Pagoda, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not to worry at all. So Sarkisian was the offensive coordinator for Bama, who's now the head coach for Texas. And so he's going to go back for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially now that the Longhorns are going to be a part of the SEC in the next, expected to be in 24, but maybe even 23.
Yeah.
There's going to be interesting to see how the game plays out tomorrow. I hope we are not blown out. Meaning, if we give a competitive game, I'd be very happy.
Texas guy, Pagoda. So we'll get back to football in a minute. Another breaking news this week, boys. The Queen is dead.
Yes.
Queen is dead.
The Queen has died.
The
96 years old.
Longest reigning monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
70 years.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Time to return that diamond.
It is. The Kohinoor.
Please bring back that Kohinoor diamond to its original home.
Who stole the diamond?
Them,
Who them?
the Brits.
Which Brit?
It's
Oh,
Queen Victoria. I
Lord
think. It was-
Mountbatten.
Is it Mountbatten?
No, I think it was under. It was under.
Queen Victoria.
Well, Mountbatten.
under
You
the
should
Queen.
love Mountbatten. He's the one that sealed the deal for you
No,
for
he ju-
independence.
He just happened to be there.
He just happened.
Yeah.
He was just in the hot seat.
It was about time.
Where
200 years is a
where
long
was
time.
this jewel located? Where?
in India.
It was in India. It was mined in
Mined in
India.
India.
It was
Ah,
a
okay.
50. Was it 56 carats or more?
Wow.
I don't know. It's
It was
probably the largest
huge.
diamond. in the
Largest
world.
diamond, largest blue diamond,
Mm.
rare.
Very.
And the queen wore it on her crown
Yeah.
for a very long time.
Must have been a thorn in your eye.
No, not in our eyes.
You don't fuck around with Indians in their jewelry.
No, the silence
don't.
says everything.
No, I mean, it belongs. Okay, if it doesn't belong in India, it belongs in a museum.
Agreed.
You sound like Indiana Jones.
So, what do you guys think of? Obviously, it's kind of a controversial topic, the Queen dying. I got to say, the thing that
What's
Oh, what is
controversial?
controversial
about it?
about
I
it?
mean, her reign.
What's
people-
wrong with her reign? Let's talk about that.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
if
just
you
telling
if
you
you
what
if you
my
hate the
perception is.
if you hate the institution, that's one thing. If you hate the woman herself who's spent 96 years in service for her country, doing the best track and probably brought the monarchy into the best resemblance of a constitutional monarchy that's ever existed, then okay, what's your story?
No, this I agree with.
Yeah,
I agree
agreed.
with you. on
I have
that.
no. I have no real
so
understanding of it.
the only I have right. I mean the monarchy in Great Britain, has at least the past, call it 70 years, okay, because I think she became queen at
53.
27. She was 27 years
26.
old.
26 when her
26
father
years
died.
old. That's 53.
She became queen at 27. She was
27.
coronated at 27. She became queen at 26.
At 26, right? So that's right. So we're talking 70 years. She made the monarchy, well, it's always been a unifying force and a cultural, force. So, and I also think that they've been a force for cultural good in a lot of ways, particularly for the people of Great Britain. However, I think people conflate, the monarchy with some other things, like, for instance, the oppression of people in Northern Ireland, which was really the British government, not really the monarchy part of that. Not that they weren't complicit in some of that. So it's a paradox of sorts. You also have to take into consideration too, like her collaboration, because she was actually, the monarchy was, they collaborated with Winston Churchill and worked behind behind the scenes with Parliament to try and take action, some of the action that Churchill wanted to take, and to really save Western civilization. Because at the beginning of World War II, Roosevelt FDR didn't want anything to fucking do with it.
Yep.
And Hitler was marching through Europe, creating havoc. The Luftwaffe was bombing shit everywhere, and Great Britain was on their own. And you got to give the country credit for. So it's a bit of a, but then then you talk about, like, in my family on my mom's side from Northern Ireland, she's 100% of Irish descent. She cursed.
Yeah, a
the
lot of bad
British.
history there.
A lot of bad blood there.
Yeah.
You talk to people that we know too, like at our North Lounge from Northern Ireland.
Yep.
And a lot of the people who in this area who are from Northern Ireland, Catholics, it's kind of like, fuck them. But at the same time, I think, to Grinder's point, you got to give her credit, for being a force for good for the most part.
The sentiment around Northern Ireland is definitely interesting, and I had an upbringing that was very reminiscent of that perspective. My father's Irish side, I'm like probably more than 50% Celtic in some way. So Northern Irish, Scottish, and Irish. His family was from Antrim, which is in Northern Ireland, but they were Catholic. So growing up, there was always like some kind of snarky comments made, and watching golf and the Ryder Cup and this, that, and the other thing, and something about the English and blah, 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 blah. But when I kind of matured, I also went to school and studied politics and government and comparative politics and international relations. And as I kind of got a better understanding how the world worked, I realized that the monarchy, what they have in that little island, is actually a tremendous can be a tremendous thing for good. Now, in so many ways, it's anachronistic, right? There's too many vestiges of the past. But they probably around when George V came, is George V or George VI?
I think it's the sixth. Her father?
Her father.
Six.
No, her father's father.
Got it. That's the fifth, I think.
When he came around, he said, we're going to be English because it's a German family, and pretty much disavowed the whole idea of the monarch intervening in anything political. I mean, you can go back to the Glorious Revolution and so many things that relates to this. It was just a trend, but they've transformed the monarchy into something that British people can be proud of as some kind of unifying force. And I think you spoke to that in this previously, but that is that looking at countries now that are so fragmented, especially where we live. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
There's something to be said for it. And Churchill was an aristocrat, and a kind of a low end aristocrat in some regard. His father was a politician, and I think the aristocracy and their respect for for the monarchy in Great Britain, and I'm a big Churchill guy, and because he in some ways you can make an argument almost single-handedly led the savior of Western civilization. If he didn't do what he did, the whole world could be a different place right now. And by the way, and he sought endorsement from the Queen. I think that's and had respect for the institution. So now,
and he was an OG lizard, by the way. I want to throw that out. OG lizard.
OG lizard. However, you want to really turn the clock back and talk. I mean, and dive down the vortex of the colonization of certain territories and natural resources, but
slavery,
and all these things. You could dig up all that, sure, but that's what people were doing that for. That's been happening.
That's not a British thing.
That's not a British thing. It's been happening
many
for fucking
countries are
centuries.
guilty of that. Of course.
Yeah. Look at the Ottoman Empire.
I also take contest with people who immediately go to the woke approach of saying this is terribly bad and everything is awful and fuck the monarchy and because of all this other thing. Having said that, I'm incredibly empathetic to people who have been a colony of Great Britain, and I just
well, we were.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Well,
we were. So
I mean, it's amazing what they accomplished by being such a small country and basically, being everywhere.
Right.
Well, think about it this way. What is Western civilization, right? It's the Western, it's the Roman Empire, then it's the Western Roman Empire, then it's the Holy Roman Empire, which includes most of Northern Europe. And then the next extension of that is when they crossed that channel and basically the Romans invaded Gaul, or, Great, at the time was the island, and they set up the civilization, and they are the extension of the Western civilization. And then what happened in the 18th century? The 17th and the 17th and 18th century, they came over to America, and that is the next extension of this tradition of Rome, Europe, the United Kingdom, and now us.
Yeah. It is.
It's fascinating.
It is, in the evolution, but we, our whole country was founded based to really break away from obviously the monarchy, right? It was like, we wanted a democracy, but the institution, I guess, post the American Revolution has stood for something, I'd say, for the last 70 years, right?
Under her reign,
yeah. Was more of a force for good than it was a force for anything, oppression or anything like that. And look at what all the things that Princess Diana did in the 80s. This is very noble stuff, and so I think it's good. I think the institutions, I think, are good things for the most part. And is it a little how you described as a little archaic,
Anachronistic, I believe was the word.
anachronistic, I think was the word, whatever. Yes, but should all these things be torn down?
No,
In my opinion, no.
just like well,
You know,
And the people of Great Britain love the monarchy.
Yeah.
A
do.
lot of them do. I mean,
yeah, there's a
they
lot
do.
that don't, but
there's a
That's
lot
true.
that don't.
you know,
But, coming from a global perspective, I think what I really appreciate about the English, and I've lived in England for quite some time, and I've studied there.
the
as
English or
well.
the British?
And the English, in particular, is that they were able to really separate, or at least not separate, or integrate, the ceremonial part or the ceremonial head with the monarchy, and then obviously a democracy with elected people. My
yeah.
thought was that it was that they found the right balance, and now why I say that is really impressive is because if you really go and think about a lot of other countries in the world, including India, when the government came into power and we became the government was elected by the people, they really destroyed all the kingly states and all the people. They took over their properties and so on and so forth. So I think England was able to find that balance, and I
They-
think she did serve as a really good ceremonial head for the global
Mm-hmm.
community.
But it's a couple things. One, the English/British have managed that transition from empire, and then empire devolved very well. But that's only because they adapted very well and realized, hey, the game's over. Let's find a way to still stick around. But that's going back to like Charles the First. He got his fucking head cut off because he was a fucking debutante prick. And then Charles II was invited back after Cromwell, and it became a whole thing. And they said, we actually kind of like the stability of the monarchy. And, I think that's something that can be admired because they adapted. They said, we're going to continuously, over the course of hundreds of years, devolve and limit our power so that basically at the end of the day, we don't really have any power. We're just a figurehead. We're just a unifying force. So the House of Windsor today really doesn't have any semblance to the House of Saxe-Coburg or the House of Hanover or the Stuarts, the Tudors, any of them at all. It's very different.
It's an aspirational idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's this. It represents.
It's
this,
humanitarian in nature. Yeah.
Well, it's also aspirational in a different way in that it's your royalty.
Yeah.
So it is something. It's a spectacle. It's this,
Absolutely
and it represents their culture and it represents their history. And every country has.
Well, it's also represents religion, right? I mean,
yeah.
Kings and queens are anointed. They're not,
Mm-hmm.
So
the thing that fascinates me about this whole thing is she was what, 94 years old?
96.
How old was Philip when he died? 99?
Yeah, older than her.
So forget about the monarchy itself, but think about how living for a purpose really perpetuates and elongates your life. Because they literally, their whole fucking life was, this is what I do. I get up every day and I serve a purpose, and I am in constant service. The job itself, I would hate to be a fucking monarch.
Yeah.
You're always in service of others. And then, when they do get a chance to hang out, they get picked off because of people saying they're using state funds, but whatever.
But living a life of purpose.
But she lived the life of purpose. She woke up every day and she had a job. She
Yeah.
knew what she needed to do, and she could not retire from it.
Yep.
There's no once
And
when
she
you're
took
you're
the
in.
and she took the high road. You
Yeah.
know, she always took the high road. She
has been working since she was 26, and she retired. Yeah, what was it, yesterday?
Yep.
Today.
It's crazy.
What's
right?
really interesting is the Netflix series, The Queen. I don't know whether you watched
I
that.
watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, in that they really show that there are moments where she has to sacrifice personally, including her personal relationships with her sister, with her husband, so often to try and preserve the monarchy and or the ceremonial, aspect of the monarchy and its tie-in with the political end of England per se. It was, meaning I kind of really respect it and I kind of like it because it does show us a slice of history which has been preserved for a very long time.
What I find interesting about it, and I don't have nearly the understanding you guys do. My understanding is very bird's eye view of this. I think what I find interesting about it is the cultural impact of her death. Even today, something as simple as when I looked at the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post, how big the font was that said she had passed. And I haven't seen it like that since I think the last president died. It's really, it's pretty wild.
But let's not. We have to acknowledge the fact that we have always had, in America, we've always had a fascination with everything.
Of course.
So
Absolutely.
So, and this has been since day one of the founding. We hated them. They're the big brother that we beat up after they've been picking on us for so many years. And now we're in charge, but we still have respect for mom and dad.
Yeah,
There's
revere them.
admiration for
We
them.
revere them. Yeah.
You know, and there's been that influence forever. Like there's always been this constant flow of culture, people, ideas, transcontinental in both ways, bidirectional.
Yep.
And we are kind of intertwined in the special relationship bullshit that, Tony Blair,
Yep.
and George Bush and Bill Clinton, the whole thing. Yeah, it was a little bit of bullshit, but it's actually real. That's a real special relationship. Every president, their first visit is going to visit the Queen.
Correct. I wonder whether
the
Liz Truss went over there.
I think
new
what
prime
Puba
minister.
and Grinder said earlier, I'm not sure who said it, but they lived a life of spectacle.
Yeah.
Right?
They're celebrity, but
but they
let's
rose
not in
above
service.
They rose above politics and these petty discussions of economy. They lived a different type of life, and we admire that.
For the last 7-8 decades.
We're also going back to your our American proclivities to appreciate everything British. Think about how much we actually borrow in our world. Our whole legislative system, not our whole, but the idea of common law and precedent, that we borrowed that and we carried it over.
Yeah, from the jurisprudence
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in our military, the uniforms, the symbols, the insignia, what it means, the stuff they wear on their shoulders, the stuff that our patriots are so proud of, we borrowed those emblems from the
English.
The English.
Yeah.
You look at a naval uniform for Prince Philip when he was on his way to be to an admiralty, and then you compare it to an admiral in the United States Navy.
Very similar.
It's pretty much the same uniform.
Yeah.
Like and then we borrowed their tactics, their training regimen, the whole fucking program because that's who we were. That's who we well, at least not we, but
We were
my
born
family,
out of
our
it.
family is a family
Sure.
of immigrants, but the founding fathers and blah, blah, blah,
The
blah.
other the other thing I think is cool is that for the first time in 70 years, I mean, most of the people on this planet only know the monarchy to have been led by Queen Elizabeth. So for the first time in 70 years, we're going to be able to witness a coronation and this whole process go down, which I think is pretty cool.
It's going to be fascinating.
It hasn't happened that much.
Very intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's a
absolutely.
fucking twat though.
I wonder if Charles is like, oh my God, finally.
He's got to be. He's in his 70s, right?
He's like, how soon can I die now? Let me pass this over.
We shouldn't forget about the oppression caused by the British Empire
Back in time.
in time.
Sure.
I mean, they were in. I mean, I was born in India. I was brought up in India. For like 18 years of what I learned from my parents and my relatives. It's like there was such,
There's dark
there was
history there.
Yeah, 200
Dude,
years of dark history.
we kicked the shit out of him.
You guys, you
Yeah,
guys
we-
did,
we-
but it took us like 200 years.
But
to
listen.
kick
You think our grandparents
it's true.
were there when they were kicking their shit, but we still own that concept.
No, but
So
but to be fair to
Yeah, but-
Queen Elizabeth, most of the countries found freedom in her reign.
It's true.
Right.
All in
And
the
I'm
she-
just
in
talking,
the late 40s. and
I'm
50s,
talking
yeah.
about before that,
Yeah,
right?
before that,
I'm going back. All the stuff that the British Empire did to.
Yeah, but the Romans did it. The Ottoman Empire did it. Everybody did it.
That was
if you were there to be oppressed, you were repressed.
Rooster can't let go.
The Indian
we
economy,
were-
the GDP
were
in Indian
oppressed.
economy before the British Empire and after, it was like 1/10, maybe. It was that much, had diminished under their rule. So,
Well, Shashi Tharoor.
No taxation without representation, motherfuckers.
Well, boys, the Queen is dead.
The Queen is dead. And you know what?
Queen is dead.
Caldwell Cigars has a cigar called The King is Dead. I'm
Won't-
sure they're going
won't
to
be
come up with
smoking
a
that.
Yeah,
We won't
They're
be
going to
we will
come
not
up with
be
a new
putting that
one.
out. We will not
The
be
Queen
having
is
that.
dead.
No.
So let's get back to our
Yeah,
Davidoff Millennium
please.
and Robusto, boys.
Oh,
We're about
yeah.
halfway through this thing.
You know,
I'm
a
gonna
great cigar.
bring up the Queen again.
Later on, please. Honestly, I'm very surprised how good this is.
It's
Why?
really-
Why
Well,
would you be
I'll tell
surprised?
you, because
should
when
be
I-
not surprised.
It's
I
excellent.
only see the pyramid when I think of a Millennium. I don't think about any other cigar. Me personally.
You gotta take the pyramid off the pedestal.
No, it's staying right up there.
I do think that so far the pyramid for me is a little bit, it edges this a little bit experience wise.
A bit.
But for a
But this
Robusto,
is-
this is very good.
Yeah, and you know, I've had 2 Toros my entire life. They were awful. Everyone I know that have had the Toro, awful. But this is really quite.
Try
quite
the
good.
short Robusto.
I've never had that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I would like to try that.
I've had this a million times. I used to buy these.
This is
I
so
always
good.
this was my go-to. You guys always smoke the pyramid, but I always smoke this. I like it. I've always liked it.
Yeah,
Davidoff makes a good Robusto.
it's a home run.
Everything.
And I think the pairing's very nice. I'm enjoying the Dewars 15.
I am too.
It's pretty good.
Enjoying. I think the bottle's nearly over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost done. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about football. NFL season's back.
Mhm.
I'm very excited to smoke a lot of cigars, and
What's going on
Watch
with Tom
football.
Brady?
Yes. I
The
just
Tom
heard
Brady-
that today.
I think he's had. I think
Marital-
what happened.
having
I
some
mean,
Marital
mar-
issues.
his
You know,
wife for a long time has been complaining about him playing football. He
Yeah.
retired. She was probably looking forward to having him home, and then he
That's
said,
exactly
"You know
right.
what? I've had enough of this. I'm going back."
Yep.
And I think there's a rub there. It's
There
just-
is.
Seems it's what it seems.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Rightfully.
I mean,
I mean, she makes more money than he does.
He
She's
should
given up how many years of her career in life? She's a
Look,
model. Age out of that.
Tampa Bay will not win another Super
It's
Bowl.
nothing
I
to
don't-
do
not
with
gonna
money.
fucking
They have
happen.
more money than they know what to do with.
He should have stayed retired.
I mean, I think he's an idiot for doing this whole fucking thing. But
I will tell you, my fantasy team right now is kicking ass. Very happy to say.
dude,
Well, the season
It's
hasn't
the
started.
first. It's the first game tonight.
Yeah.
what's that mean?
I've got
In-
3
in the-
players on my team playing right now.
It's kicking ass.
They are.
Game one, week one.
This is like the most.
He means preseason.
Oh, preseason.
Preseason.
Okay, your team did well in the
Apparently,
preseason.
clearly, none of you are doing fantasy football.
I am,
You have no
but I'm
idea
not
what
going
you're
to tell
talking
you my team is great.
I don't.
I'm doing well right
I
now.
finally resigned my team after like 27 years.
Which is?
I'm
What team is
done.
that?
My fantasy team.
Oh,
It's just like
Got it.
I turned 50. I go, I'm too old for fantasy football. It's totally 100% stupid for
This is
someone at my
I
age.
really enjoy
It's a
fantasy
bit-
football, especially like I got into it during COVID.
Yeah,
So it was during COVID it was like cigars and
sure.
during football season cigars and fantasy football.
Yep.
So that's really where I fell in love with it. Was
So
it
I-
kind
I fell in love with it when I was picking up the USA Today
and
in
reading the lines,
1994, and you'd have to call in your lineup to somebody's answering machine.
Oof.
And then when you did the score,
Oof.
you'd have to pull the USA Today box score, calculate it with a scoring grid,
Oh boy.
do a manual score,
You're-
and call the score into the person that you played. and
Stop!
leave it on their
Stop!
answer
Yeah,
Stop!
no wonder
stop.
he's not doing
My
it.
ears fucking.
he's-
No, but this is 1990.
he's
that's how
scoring.
long that's how long I've been playing fantasy football.
Grinders' ears are bleeding.
That's why I
Oh, God.
retired.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, that's the way it used to.
Okay,
You used
well,
to have to play it that
it's
way.
2022 now.
Yeah, it is.
It's really easy and it's really fun.
But
No,
but-
I
but-
know.
fun.
I've
So
played
here's
for
the
the
problem.
last on CBS Sports Line in a league. I just retired this year. That's what I'm saying.
He
I'm
retired.
done.
He's
But-
in the B leagues.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm
but
in the
in all,
leagues.
all honestly,
I'm like a 5-time Super Bowl
he doesn't
winner.
know
This
how to.
guy.
He
Whatever.
doesn't know how to play fantasy football.
I don't
got 5
excuse-
rings.
What?
Oh shit.
I got 5 rings.
5 rings.
let me just say.
What are they, ring pops?
Hold on.
Thousands of dollars.
Despite all the advantages of doing fantasy football when it's super easy, I still fucked up every lineup every
Oh, boy.
week.
Okay, well,
So,
know,
I quickly learned that this is not
that's not your thing.
someone.
on.
Yeah.
You can let the computer pick for you though.
No, but
Ah.
listen, you know what? I
If
missed
you
the
can't
draft.
do it.
I missed the draft day, and I have an auto pick.
You're
I'm like-
secretly, that's what you do.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah, you
I have an
Oh
auto
no.
You auto picked and it's
You're
not
out.
great.
pick. No, because I couldn't make it to the
Yeah.
to the draft night, and so I have auto pick. Listen, that's how easy it is.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, but that ruins the league when you do auto pick.
That's a dick move.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's the
stinks.
worst.
It's a dick move.
You'd get booted from our league if you
It
just did
extends
auto
the
pick.
time for the lead for the draft as well.
You wouldn't make in Pua's league. You have to
No-
get
no
the
way,
paper,
no
do,
way,
your, do your
yeah.
calculations,
No,
call it
no.
in.
No,
Take
I'm
your
kidding.
cigars
That's
away.
what the league was like before the
I
computer.
know. I'm kidding. I'm
But
kidding.
but what I'm
Under the
saying
British Empire.
is under the British
And,
Empire,
and watch me win.
right?
under Charles VI.
Mm.
Mm.
So anyway, with NFL, I'm very excited for the season.
Yeah.
Very excited
It's
for
gonna be great.
football Sundays, Bloody Marys. Very
Yes,
excited
sir.
about it.
Yeah.
It's back. All right, so I want to go to a listener email.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. I wanted to share this with you guys. So we had a listener, Rospo is his name, and he put up a comment, and I want to throw this out. And then there's a follow up to this, which I think is even cooler. But his first question here is, he said, "Hey, it would be cool to hear about the best beginner cigars from you guys, and also the first cigars you ever smoked in your lives."
We did touch on that.
We touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, we talked about that.
What
Yeah.
intro cigars?
Yeah, go ahead.
I suggested we did it recently, the Arturo Fuente Hemingway signature. I thought is a great starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking about like what was our first cigar that we ever smoked. I mean, for me, it was the Arturo Fuente short story.
Short story, which is also in that same
So-
line.
My, did I ever tell you my first cigar story?
I don't think so.
My first cigar was at the 1993 U.S. Open at Oakmont. What's the Oakmont U.S. Open that Ernie Els won? Was it 93 or 94?
No, that was
That was 94.
U.S. Open. I was thinking the PGA at Wingfoot.
So
That
Ernie
was
Els.
96. No,
it was
that was
93
Davis Love.
It was 93 or 94. So 93 or 94. My dad, my brothers, and I, we go out to Pittsburgh. We live in Scranton. We go out to Pittsburgh. We watch the U.S. Open. My dad is the general manager of a plastics company in Scranton, and his top salesperson is out in Pittsburgh, and he's hosting us. And we have inside ropes tickets, and we're doing this whole thing. And I hang out with this guy, and I'm like, how old am I? I don't know, 6 or 7. I hang out with this guy. He's a big cigar smoker. My dad and my brothers are going watching another group, and I was younger. I was like, I wasn't ready to walk all the way with them, and I think there was someone out who was playing that I wanted to watch. So this guy and I, the sales guy, he's like he shepherded me along, and he's a big cigar smoker, and he says, "Do you want to have a cigar?" And I said, "Sure."
You were 6?
I was 6 or 7. I forget whatever year.
I call bullshit.
This is not bullshit.
Wow.
This is
6 or 7 years
I'll call
old.
my father right now if you wanted me to.
I
do
believe
this.
you, but that's crazy.
So
That's-
and I don't remember I have no idea what the fucking cigar was. It was probably some shit cigar. But my father and my 2 brothers come walking down the fairway, and they see me sitting underneath a tree with this fucking Jamoke sales guy from Pittsburgh smoking a cigar, and they just start dying laughing. And then when I was in high school, my dad used to fucking buy Cuban cigar boxes, Romeo and Juliet, Bolivars, Churchills, and I would smoke the cigars. And then we remember at a country club, and I used to steal Macanudos, Ashtons from the halfway
humidor?
house at the humidor.
Yeah.
wow.
So I don't remember what my first cigar was, but I stole a lot of Macs back in the day from the. And then when I was 16, and I could sneak into the gun shop tobacconist in Scranton, I would just buy mostly Hoya de Monterey's and Ashtons.
Cool.
My first was also a Macanudo
Hmm.
on a cruise ship, actually,
Hmm.
about 8 years ago. So, anybody else remember their first?
Yeah, I do. It was my buddy's birthday, and a buddy of his gave him a box of Cohibas.
Hmm.
And we
Cuban
were
or
in,
non-Cuban?
Cuban.
Cuban.
And we were
From
in
Monte
Sequoias.
Fortuna.
By the way, that my buddy's buddy is really into Cubans. He's still around, and we were in Sequoias in New York, and I never smoked. I never smoked cigarettes or anything, and it was his birthday. We were all hanging out right by the water. You could see the Brooklyn Bridge, and so my buddy hands me a cigar. He said, "Why don't you try it?" And then the 3 of us are smoking right by the water. It was the best experience in the night I ever had, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anybody else remember their first?
Well, I remember the first one that I really enjoyed
Okay.
that stood out to me where it was like, I think I'm going to like buy cigars now. I mean, I think I had tried cigars before. I must have tried cigars prior to that. Which ones I don't know, but similar experience to Grinder. The shoe attendant at the country club that I grew up at would sell cigars out of a humidor in the locker room. And in my early 20s, I didn't smoke cigars while I was in college, but probably right afterwards, shortly after, I'd say at 22, 23 years old, remember smoking a Romeo and Julieta Churchill tubo.
Hmm.
He had them in
Cuban.
the tubes, yeah. And I remember smoking one, and I smoked it actually in the 19th hole in the grill room.
This was
When-
silver tubes, right?
Yeah, silver
Yep.
tubes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you could smoke actually inside the club, which is, forget it. It feels like God, how could you ever do that? But in today's world, but anyway, and I remember being like, this is like the greatest thing. Like, this is so good. And that kind of
awesome.
and that was that cigar. And then I would really just casually buy cigars from the shoe attendant, who was Cuban, and that really got me into smoking cigars. And then from there, Macanudos, and I'd stop into Nat Sherman when working, because I was working in the city, and go to the Macanudo Club Macanudo or whatever when I was working in the city. That's how it started, and the cigar boom kind of hit.
Yep.
In the early 2000s, and then tried a bunch of stuff that wasn't that great, and that was really. But that was the first cigar that really I said, wow, I think I like cigars.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's also easier if you're not a cigarette smoker.
Yeah, I've never smoked a cigarette.
Right.
No, neither have I.
Like
Yeah.
Never
I
have.
mean, I've tried a few, but never really got into cigarette smoke.
My first cigar was the Millennium
Really?
Pyramid.
Wow.
Barclay Rex, Grand Central Station.
Very cool.
I mentioned that
came
on our
in
last
strong.
recording.
I know
That's
that
a
place.
great start.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned the Arturo Fuente Hemingway series. Are there any other lines that you'd recommend for
Monty
somebody
White.
who
Monty White. Label.
Monty White?
Yeah, we talked about
If
that.
somebody likes
Yeah.
something a little stronger, or they're looking for something a little stronger, maybe the Padron series line. You know,
I would start with the
2000.
Padron 2000
2000.
series.
2000. Yeah, the
That
series
is-
line.
Rocky,
You know,
I mean,
Rock-
or try the Exclusivo.
Well,
Yeah.
Rocky
that's true,
Patel.
but the Padron.
Rocky Patel, no. That
Going
would be a
back-
negative.
Going back to that, for $6 to $8, that is an incredible buy. Great flavor.
Which one?
The Padron 2000.
And we
Yeah.
reviewed that on the pod.
Oh, we did, and
Yeah,
it's
it went well.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to share that I thought was cool about Roz Poe, he replied when I suggested the Hemingway, and he said this. He said, I haven't had my first cigar yet. I'm 23 and I've been interested in them since I was 12. So I just decided to sign up for a cigar club subscription and currently still waiting for them to arrive. Not sure what I'll get, but I will definitely get back to you in the next few days after I try one.
Very cool.
He
Picking
ordered a sampler.
Picking an episode is hard. Each one is special in its own way because of all your chemistry, and the way you guys can bounce off each other's humor is awesome. Very, very enjoyable. So we
That's-
have a listener who's never smoked a cigar.
Is that a bot? Did you hire
That
a
is
bot?
incredible.
But I wrote it myself,
Yeah.
actually.
Great.
No, but
email.
it's a very cool email, and it's nice to hear from listeners. We always tell listeners, I put the tag on the front and the end of the episode. But please email us. Tell us what you're smoking. Tell us what you think, and any pairing suggestions you have. We're always looking for
Pairing.
suggestion of what to smoke and what to drink.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
So we're coming to the end here, boys, of our Scotch tonight and
Are we?
the Millennium Robusto.
Am I a slow smoker?
You
a little
might
bit
be.
smaller. I'm coming down to the end.
Yeah, I'm right there. But I'll take this down right to the bloody.
Yeah,
end.
it's very, very good.
It's very good.
Very
Bloody,
good.
bloody, bloody.
I'm realizing the difference between this and the Millennium Pyramid is that I'm getting more dried fruit in this. I don't get much of that in the Pyramid, and this goes all the way down with the same profile. Very consistent. Very good.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed too much,
No.
which I like.
Yeah.
It's been very consistent, but delivering every draw is
The
delivering great
consistency-
flavor.
Is reminiscent of how a consistent and exclusivo is from front to end.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. So what do you guys think of the Dewars pairing with this at this point in the cigar?
I don't think it's a match for match. I think it's a fine complement to a very full flavor cigar
Great
Becau-
way of putting it.
because you have this cigar has it packs a lot of punch. You don't get overwhelmed, but the flavor is significant. And this Scotch, the hints are good enough, and it's not underwhelming, but it's got enough meat on the bone to make you come back, and there's flavor and you enjoy it. The finish is good. It's short and it's crisp, and it pairs well with a nice draw on a cigar. And it doesn't overwhelm the flavor of that cigar.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Totally agreed.
I would just like for this if it had a little more viscosity, a little more.
Yeah, it's a
know,
little light.
Yeah, it's a little light.
More body.
Just a
But
little
I'm
bit,
okay
a
with
little
that.
more. I
Yeah.
think that would have really helped me. Really enjoy this. But I'm really enjoying it regardless. So,
Oh yeah,
but I think that would have like a Belvini 12 would have really paired well.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I do too.
I'm not surprised.
I like
Booba.
it. I like it a lot. That's from Howard Stern or something.
No, it's Ace Ventura. I
is-
like it.
oh,
I
is
like
that-
it a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot. That's what it's from. Yeah. How do I like the scotch?
How do you like the
It's
scotch?
pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
It's
okay.
not a single malt.
It's not a single malt.
I want to hear what
mean,
Rooster has to say about
It's
the
all right. It's fine.
Millennium Robusto.
Yeah, what are you thinking about this?
Dewars?
No.
about the Robusto. Very good. I'm enjoying this. Really good.
This is
Right?
good.
I mean, it's what's odd is I had a Toro the other day, right?
You
Now I got a box of the Toro. It's a 10-pack of Toros. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't deliver quite like the Robusto does or, the Pyramid.
Right.
My favorite Millennium size is the Petite Corona.
I want to try
And
that.
it's
I haven't tried
weird.
that.
I don't know what it is,
Oh.
but it really delivers, for a short smoke, such satisfaction.
So expensive, bro.
That's what we've talked about it on previous episodes.
we have.
Yeah.
We have.
It's
It's
low
18
20s,
it's
right?
an
18, yeah.
$18.
Yeah, but I'm
Petite
going
Corona.
back to when it was like $12-13 when they first came out. It used to be like
Yeah.
$11-12.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I liked short smokes. I mean, it was just a fantastic.
It's the
smoke.
best Petite Corona.
New
New
World,
World,
New World Petite Corona.
New World Petite Corona.
Really?
Or for that matter, it's a damn good Petite Corona.
See if you
Wow.
can if you can pick up a box on sale or try a
I've gotta try
5-pack. I mean, it's
yeah, I
it's
used to
great.
grab handfuls of them.
Yeah.
I bought a full box of them once, and handfuls of them. And you know what? They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wish they
Little
continued with the
pricey.
Lonsdale, but
Yeah, I wish the Lonsdale was around. And I really want to try the Churchill.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
yeah, try all the sizes.
Yeah. Honestly, very
All the
satisfied today with this
Yeah.
cigar.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean, Robusto is my go-to size of any cigar.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think that's a uniquely American size as well. I mean, Americans love Robusto.
yeah.
I thought they loved the Toro, but maybe not.
And the big
No, I
ring
think
too.
Robusto over the past 6 years has really like taken the gold medal for like
Because it's somewhere like in the middle, like sometimes a Churchill is way too big.
it's the perfect size.
Petite Corona
It's
is too
liter- it-
small.
it's the-
Robusto is like perfect, right?
Yeah.
That's it. I love a good Robusto. I'm a Petite Corona. I like Petite Coronas. You guys know that.
Yeah.
But
I like Coronas.
Yeah.
I mean, not beer, but Corona
sure?
size.
All right, boys, you ready to do the formal liquor rating on this thing?
Yep.
All right, Bam Bam, you're up.
I'm going with an 8. It was easy to drink, just enough sweetness, and I'm going to echo everything that Grinder said.
Okay.
Very well said.
All right.
I love the blended Scotch. This is the first time I've had Dewars, and I could go back and get more and more and more. 8
Yeah.
for me for sure.
All right. Grinder.
I'm an 8.
Okay. I'm a 7. Pooba.
Yeah, I'm a 7.
Compass Lizard score, boys, on the Dewars 15 is a 7.6.
Pretty good score.
I think that's a perfect rating
It's
for
a
this.
recommend.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great for a guy that's just getting into Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can get it, I don't know if I would recommend it at $75. I think
That's
there's
the
a lot of
problem.
other stuff there.
Yeah.
But I think if you can get it on sale for 50,
oh,
55, I
No
think
doubt.
it's worth trying.
This is like when you're on an airplane, they give you the Dewars or like whatever the Scotch is these days. If you're in like first class and you get like 15 Dewars, this is like the best.
Yeah, it's
Oh, for that situation,
It's like sublime.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Well,
That situation.
You know
But,
what?
Yeah,
I
dude.
only think when I think of
when
Dewars,
you're in a tube at
when I
like
think-
30,000 feet, surrounded by strangers,
And their farts.
smelling with all the yes, of course,
but-
it's God's.
But listen,
gift.
listen.
It's God's gift to you.
As Louis C.K. says, you're in a chair in the sky.
Sky, yeah, dude. It's
Trapped.
it's a 14.
You're
you can't go anywhere.
experiencing the miracle of flight.
Yeah, dude, it's a 14 at that point. I mean, hell yeah.
What I'm trying to say,
Please retract that.
what I'm trying to say is that
Jesus Christ.
when you get a Dewars on an airplane, usually it's just like, meh, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Well, the white
But-
label, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you get a Dewars 15,
You know what I had on the plane?
If I got
actually?
this on a plane,
I just associate
this-
associate
this-
Dewars
this-
with planes.
this
I'm
is
sorry.
I'm
sorry.
This is a fucking 15
I'll keep
on the
flying.
fucking
You said
1
14
to
earlier.
10
it was
scale.
14 earlier.
It's a 15.
Oh,
You know what?
Puma will keep flying.
You know what?
Give
By
me
the
a-
way,
give me a break.
you know what
man.
United has on their flights now that you can get is the single malt they have is a Glen Farkas single malt,
Great.
which is it's,
Sounds great.
Let me tell you something. 30,000
It's
feet in
actually-
the air. 30,000 feet in the air. It's pretty damn
Glenn
good.
Farkas.
Cuba.
Glenn Farkas isn't
This
that bad.
sounds
Yeah,
great.
it was pretty good.
I will. Glenn Farkas isn't that bad. But I haven't been on a flight.
Greg Focker's
Since-
favorite Scott.
I don't think I've been on a flight since last September,
Wow.
and I'm going on a flight Monday.
There you go.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Try
if
it
you
out.
can get a Glenlivet, you're lucky. If you can get, I mean, if you can get like a
Excuse
Woodford
me.
Reserve, you're lucky.
Excuse me, flight attendant. Do you have Macallan 12 by any chance?
No. You're getting black label.
Sherry?
usually.
Do you have
Yeah,
Sherry
black-
cast.
yeah,
I need the
yeah,
sherry.
black
Only
label.
the
I'm sorry, but do you
only
have
the black
sherry?
box. Only the black box. Oh, that's funny. All right, boys, we're coming to the end here of the Davidoff Millennium and
The
Robusto.
powdered lime in the Bloody Mary, the powdered lime packet. That's the best. You get that? They're like, would you like some lime? You're like, yes. And they hand you a powdered
What the
lime.
fuck are you talking about?
Gizmo's nightmare.
Dude, they got powdered lime
You-
on some of these
You
airlines.
fly too many flights on American.
No, I
Senator's
don't
not
fly
here to
American.
defend his
No, he's
so
not.
therefore-
his home company.
I just don't want to hear the bullshit from American Airlines anymore. It's a shit airline.
They're all shit.
Oh.
They're all
Where's
shit.
Senator? Where's Senator?
I'm
They're all
going
shit.
full.
Senator's going to be hot.
I'm
coming
going
back.
full aggro.
Wait, hang on.
American
Hang on
Airlines.
there, Grinder. That's what it is.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Even he
I'm
admits
sorry.
that everything's shit now.
But I can promise you, for international flights, you're better off taking Aer Lingus if you have to than an
What the fuck are you
American
talking
airline.
about, man?
Aer Lingus, I don't
Give me a
know
break.
what that is.
It's
All I'm trying to say is any international flight is so much better.
And
Well,
it's-
yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But that's fuck
Tur-
the airlines.
Turkish Airlines. Great airline.
Never been on it.
I fly private mostly, so fuck everybody.
All right, boys, we're
That's a joke, by the way.
For the
all right,
listener.
boys, we're coming to the end of the Davidoff Millennium in Robusto. Any final thoughts before we rate this thing?
Let's rate it. Let's go.
Yeah, fantastic cigar. Nothing else you
All
can
right.
say.
Rooster, you're up.
9.
All right. Puba.
The cigar, 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
all day.
9.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 9.
A 9 for me too.
All right.
Absolute 9.
All right.
Easy.
So I got to tell you, this lines up with the pyramid
Yes,
at a
sir.
flat 9.0.
You know, the flavor profile is just so fucking good. It's undeniable.
It really delivered.
It's
And you know what? It should for a $27, $30 cigar.
Oh,
retail.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
should.
yeah.
It's
But-
a little pricey, but it does
lived up to
deliver.
it.
You can find these for like $21.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because the Dominican, like the Davidoff Dominicana,
Dominicana.
is around 20 to 50,
Yeah.
and
You
I
can
think
find 'em
that's very good.
Yeah,
as well.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very satisfying.
Very satisfying smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And a nice pairing tonight. I really liked the
Yeah.
Dewars 15.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah. It stood up to the cigar.
Yep.
Big fan.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have to shout out again, John and 1086 Cigars,
1086.
our home lounge, our clubhouse. We love it. We're so grateful to be here.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, thanks for letting us host the podcast here today. We appreciate it. All right, boys, a 7.6 for the Dewars 15 and a flat 9.0 for the Davidoff Millennium in Robusto.
Excellent score.
Awesome. And we'll see you guys next week.
Keep smoking.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave us a rating and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. If you have any comments, questions, if you want to reach out, say hello, tell us what you're smoking, email us, loungelizardspod, P-O-D, that's loungelizardspod@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram @loungelizardspod. We really appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week.